Hello, my friends. Welcome to another fucking Friday with Craig and Silent J. How y'all doing this evening? Yeah, hold on. You know what I'm getting ready to do. Got my hat, got my shirt, got my spectacles. Uh-huh. Hold on, let me stand up. Let me get some of this in there. Let me get some of this. Oh, shit, don't lose that. Here we go. There we go. Get the shirt in there, baby. There it is. Uh-huh. Yeah. Pick it up when I'm throwing down. Look at that. See that? Hope you can see that. Anyway, here we are. A little earlier than usual. Welcome all three of you. Spread the word. The virtual pub is on. Got, look, this amber ale starting to clear up nicely. Isn't that nice? Look at that. Bam. Very pretty. Where's my flashlight? Get a little light on the subject here. Look at that. She's pretty. Looking pretty good. Not bad. Oh, I love my amber ale. Awesome. Check out what the wheat beer's looking like. And this is week 2 in the keg. I think today's the 1st. Yep. So this is week 2 in the keg. Look how clear that has become. And I'm trying to taste it once each week. Phew, the pineapple's kicking in this. Some of the coconut too. I really hate to drink this before I drink my amber ale. Carbonation is fairly decent in there. I still got some little bits floating in there. You see it? Man, hold on. I'm gonna see if this is mellowed any, because usually the El Dorado and everything mellows a little bit. Hold on. It's starting to mellow. It's dry. Carbonation's still pretty good. This is going to need some fine tuning, because I'm not one of them home brewers who's going to sit here and lie to you and say every beer I brew is perfect. This is not perfect. Will the girls like this? Yeah, I think the girls will like it. Do I like it? Would it be my, hey, we say Moose Hill. What's up, baby? Cheers. From the States, across the big pond. Got Norway on the channel. Would this be my everyday summertime beer? Nah. No. For the girls, probably. It's very tropical. Very pineapple-y with a touch of coconut. Probably needs more coconut for the girls' sake. It is light and refreshing. Highly carbonated. It's a nice wheat beer. Nice and fruity. I think the girls could drink this. Me personally, I don't know. It needs something. It needs less. I think I would need to put more El Dorado hops and just pineapple. Yeah, that would be like a weed IPA, man. And I'm not an IPA guy, but that would be really good, because when I just had all the pineapple in it, it was pretty good. Woo! I'm famous. Got 5 people. Hey, welcome, fellas. Welcome all my subscribers, because you make this worthwhile, really. But hey, Drunken One, how you doing, man? I don't know about the wheat beer. It needs something, Dio. I'm not sure what it is. I think next time I'm going to omit the coconut if I want it just for me. But the girls like it, and you see it's got a nice fluffy white head. It's all El Dorado. 1 ounce of El Dorado at 60, a half ounce at 10, and a half ounce at Flame Out. Who's that? Michael who? I got to see who that is. Give me a shout. Live chat. This is Michael Scott. Okay. Michael Scott's on the thing. On the thing. He said, give him a shout. I said, hey, there you are. Gave you a shout. Or was you talking to me? I don't know. Silent J said it tastes like coconut to him. He doesn't care for it. Silent J will be here shortly. What's that? Michael Scott, we don't what? I can't read my bubbles. Michael Scott, we don't do that here. Yeah, we don't do that here. I'm glad to see all you fellas here tonight. Yeah, we're gonna try to keep it on a calm tip tonight because my daughter's got her dance competition tomorrow. Uh, Wife is setting up a Facebook page with the link, and as soon as she gets it set up, it'll have the T-shirts. It's going to be something like New Dawn Graphics or whatever. I'll give the link as soon as she gets it set up. She's setting it up right now, as we speak, truthfully, and she's already got 3 of these shirts made for everybody. So, she's still got a couple more to make for the people that want them. I think there's 3 more she needs to make for the other people. So that's 6 shirts altogether so far, which is pretty good. Like I say, she's making a whole new Facebook page for herself with the PayPal on it and all that kind of stuff. Man, we will ship anywhere you want. I mean, you'll have to pay for shipping and the cost of the T-shirt. I mean, I'm not going to let it limit me from shipping all around the world. You know, I mean, it's up to your pocket if you can afford it to have a shirt shipped overseas. I mean, I'm not scared. I have to ask the wife about that and see if it's financially feasible, you know, for you to pay for all that shipping to ship it across the pond, just one stinking T-shirt. I mean, that's on you. If you want it, we'll send it. Okay, you pay for the T-shirt and the shipping, it's yours. And my wife will have all the prices of what it costs and all that to actually make one of these shirts and tell you what shipping is and all that. And that'll be on her page. And she should have that up sometime tonight to where we could post it probably by Sunday. Because like I said, we got my granddaughter's dance competition tomorrow and that's going to last all day. So no brewing. Maybe Sunday we do. Nope. I got to go to the garage with my son-in-law to bleed the brakes on my Jeep. Finally get my Jeep on the road. Yeah. So maybe next Sunday because I got a dance competition next Saturday for my granddaughter. So no brewing then. And besides that, the grains that my son-in-law ordered to fix my assed up Kolsch recipe, because I'm not going to brew it the way it is. I'm getting more grains and I'm going to cut that in half with some new grains and make the Kolsch the way it's supposed to be. I'm not having an assed up Kolsch. Can't do it. All right, Dio. Hey, hell yeah, Moose Hill. The more the merrier. Hell yeah. Every little bit helps. You know what I mean? Like, subscribe, don't like, leave a comment, don't leave a comment, lurk. You know, if you think we're entertaining, we're entertaining. You know? I really want my amber, so I'm gonna set this aside. But I mean, it's just not what I'm in the mood for. Is it drinkable? Hell yeah, it's drinkable. It's looks fantastic. Smells fantastic. It's very tropical, very light, very dry. It's pretty refreshing. It's for the girls, and that's at a 5.7% ABV. Let's just get down to it. You know what I mean? I gotta wash that out the back of my neck. I think all pineapple next time, no coconut. Yeah, for me. But it has mellowed since last week. I think it's getting better. I do. You know, time heals all beers. It usually does. Ooh, let's see. Rich and malty. Pretty clear. Looking good. This has been in the keg 3 weeks. This has been in the keg 3 weeks. 5.7 is real nice, girly wine. 5.7, yeah, it is. It is. I mean, you know, we usually brew anywhere from 6 to 6.5% here, and every now and again, you know, the efficiencies get away from us here, and we usually wind up with a 7%, and our stouts topped out this season at 8%. Yeah. And I swore I was going to brew any more 8% beers, but the coffee stout went off the chart, the last one we made. Did I complain? No. 4 beers in the world got right, and I got wrong. So, you know, but usually we try to keep it around 6.5%. There was a time where it was all 7% beers in here, and that was just way too much. You know, the nights ended way too early. So, ooh, get it in you. Happy Friday to all yous. I hope you all are going to have a great weekend. It's a very ugly, ugly weekend so far we're having here. It's supposed to clear up come Sunday. We have rain, snow, rain, rain, snow. It's like we live in England or Ireland, Scotland, fucking Seattle. It's just raining all the time here. I don't know. I am so sick of it. Everything's all, can't let the dog out to play. It's all muddy and nasty and yucky. Ew. Come on, summertime. Need the summertime. Put the hammock outside. Pour a nice cold, beverage, nice frosty homebrew, and chill out with the doggy and the wife. Yep, yep. Can't wait. But you guys in Norway, I mean, something like this would be your springtime, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? All this cold and rain and stuff. But I imagine you guys have pretty decent summers, right? I would think. Norway looks like a very beautiful country. A lot of mountains. A lot of mountains. And what's that? Crags and ravines and stuff like that. Ain't no wonder ain't too many people invaded Norway or Denmark. Tough. And Finland for that matter, because that place fucking cold too. Soviets got their ass kicked there for a little while, didn't they? Oh, spouting off history. I'm sorry, I'll stop. Ooh. I have yet to put together my Mangrove Jack. I got my Mangrove Jack stainless steel fermenter. Touch base on that a little bit. I did get a new SS ball valve for it because I'm replacing the plastic one that comes with it because a couple people on BrewTube say they have one, and the spigot that comes with it, the rubber gasket inside seems to wear out and it starts to drip, and I'm not having that, so I went and got a SS ball valve for it, and I'm going to put that in there with the nipple on the end of it. Going to take care of that. A couple people asked me, so what about your Speedle? Well, the Speedle, there's no way I'm getting rid of that. That's just highly reliable. If you treat it right, it'll last you forever. About 23 degrees Fahrenheit here now. I think it's supposed to get down to 29 here tonight. And chance of everything that's been happening today freezing up a little bit, but it's supposed to thaw tomorrow and be like 45 or something like that tomorrow. But it's supposed to be ugly out. Rainy, nasty. And then Sunday is supposed to clear up a little bit, and then Sunday night it's supposed to rain, sleet, and snow, and Monday it's supposed to rain, sleet, and snow. And it's just a mess. It's just like the temperatures ain't enough for it to get really accumulated or anything. It's just enough to really be ugly. Yep. We say Neil. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. That's Neil from Mash and Bull Group. Yep. Shout out to them fellas. They got things going on there. If you're a Mash and Bull user, check them out. You know what I mean? Subscribe to the page. I'm a Mash and Bull user, have been for the last 2 years. Here we go. Right there, it's upside down right now. I did very few modifications to it, but it works well. One question, how do you whirlpool? I got a hose cut. I take the quick disconnect off of one side of the pump, throw it right over top in here, the hose right over top from the outside of the pump, and I bring it around and clamp it to the top, and it spins it for me. And I do a whirlpool probably for about, usually for about 15 minutes, and that helps sanitize my already sanitized plate chiller, because the temperature doesn't drop until I turn the water on. So, I mean, it might get down to, after 15 minutes, it might be down to 189 degrees, and still sanitizing everything, but once I turn the plate chiller on, man, it's like, boom, done. But yeah, that's how I whirlpool. I just bring the hose up off my pump, wrap it around the top, and let it spin it around. But I give it a nice stir first. Get everything spinning, and then I turn the pump on and let it spin the water around. That's how I whirlpool. I got one dislike? Oh my God. Yeah, Dio. What's up, baby? Damn dog's barking. Every time I come out here, every single time I come out here, my dog is a big giant baby. Let me go get her, let her out, go pee pee. I'll be right back. Chilling like a villain. I know you are, brother. Pardon me for just 1 second, fellas. I know it's rude. I'm sorry. Whew. Getting hot like a bitch in here. I got to turn this down. It's raining its ass off out there. All right, well, whoever. Oh, no, I got one like. I thought that was a dislike, but that's okay. Anyway. How was your guys' work week? What's that? Great. What's down? Oh, this is my Amber. Hey, Tom, what's up, Tom? How you doing tonight, man? Oh, we'll get it in you. Work has been kind of slow. I've been bouncing around from job to job and this and that and everything. It's a slow time of year right now, and I can't wait till they unload another big job on me, as long as it ain't a hospital job. Fucking hospital jobs. Fucking crazy, man. It's just fucking insane. This fucking dog, I'm telling you, if I didn't love her so much, I don't know. Roxanne, shut up. Every single night. Well, every Friday night when I come out here. Hold on, I got a damn dog. Yeah. As soon as she figured out it was raining out there, she didn't want to come back out. So, but she did stay out long enough to pee. Hello, all 7 of you, and hello, all 273 of you. I think. One more thing. Just stopped by the local homebrew store, picked up a. Come on. Just picked up grain for the Pale Dorado. Hey, that's a good beer. You will like that. I think it peaks out, Neil. I think the flavors peaked out. Yeah, I should, Tom. That Pale Dorado peaks at about a week in the keg, man. It's just like the crystal malts and the El Dorado just seem to blend together to give it a fruity, berry kind of sweetness that's not cloying or overpowering. It just becomes a well-balanced beer. It's good. My son-in-law loves it. You know, I hear a lot of people. I still got the very first hydrometer I ever bought. 3 years old now, right? And I keep it in the case and all that. Watch, I'm probably gonna break it because I want to show it to you guys. But as soon as I'm done with this thing, I'll put it right back in the tube after I clean it. This is the one and only I've ever had. It broke in the case? Wow. Now you got me nervous, right? And I still got my very first glass hydrometer tube too. Yep. Now, I mean, I thought about getting a refractometer and all that kind of stuff, but I don't need to go through all that. I mean, if I can only use it to check my OG or SG, whatever you want to call it, you know, and then I have to go through a bunch of steps just to check my final gravity. I don't need all that. I can read a hydrometer. You know what I mean? And, you know, calibration could be off or whatnot. Hydrometer. I mean, some things you don't need to change. You know what I mean? And after a while, it really doesn't matter. I mean, if you're consistent with your brewing, you really don't have to check your OG or your FG. Or, well, you do have to check and see when you're done fermenting. You know what I mean? Yeah, keep it simple, stupid. That's right. You know? I highly believe that. You know? Just like the system. I'm getting another one of these, but I'm looking at the, what the hell's that called? The Digiboil. They're $159. Yeah, that's true. Exactly. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's a great way to get a sample. Right. You know what I mean? See if it's done, whatnot. Hey, thanks, Eli. I appreciate that. Yeah, you know, I think the live fucking Fridays and all that, you know, I don't have to edit nothing. I don't edit nothing anyway, as you can plainly see from my videos. I like to keep it raw because I'm not a commercial kind of guy. I'm not here to blow smoke. I'm just an average, everyday person. As an average home brewer, I make mistakes. I'm not going to edit out shit. One day I am going to invest in a, well, I got a camera that I can do videos with, but the wife knows how to do all that editing stuff, and I'm not going to ask for her to do it while she's like, she does photos and all that shit constantly. She's constantly editing, and when she's not editing, she doesn't want to be editing my shit. So sooner or later, I'm going to do a brew video and cut out the in-between stuffs where I'm waiting and shit like that, and I'll do it. Well, I'm on my phone. For some reason, I mean, I can use my tablet with my hotspot, but for some reason, my tablet won't connect to my internet tonight, and it didn't last week either. So I said, to hell with it. That's why I'm squinting just to see the bubbles that are popping up. No, man, hey, look, as long as you don't try to make it what it's not, the Mashing Bowl is a very good little system, man. It really is. You know, and you can brew indoors. You know what I mean? You ain't burning up all your propane. It's saving you money. You know what I mean? And it was a good investment for $299. I think it was. You know, I really do. Do I got my old system? Hell yeah, I got my old system. It's like a hybrid. I got an electric mash tun, and that I made myself, and I got, you know, my bowl kettle with the propane heater and all that. But, you know, I decided to go all electric. You know what I mean? And built the brew house and all that stuff, man. When I was doing the hybrid thing with the propane burner and all that inside the brew house, oh my God, on a summer day, door wide open, Jesus Christ, I had it up to like 106 in here, man, one day. I don't know if the Digibowl has a basket or not, but that doesn't matter to me because I put a false bottom like I had custom made from Bobby up in New Jersey at brewhardware.com. It keeps me like 2.5 inches off the bottom of the element. And it's a nicely made stainless steel screen. It's very nice. If I didn't have to dig through all this stuff to get to it, I would show you guys again. I have one made for this. And I use a bag. The only time I use the malt pipe for the Mashing Bowl is when I pull the bag, put it on my hook up here, you can't see it, spin the bag, squeeze it, and then I drop it down into the mash pipe, you know what I mean, the malt pipe, and then I pull the bag over top of it, and I sparge it to bring it up to the level I need for boil, and then I'll squeeze the bag, make sure it's up to level and all that, pull the bag out of the malt pipe, pull the screen out of the bottom, give it a stir, and then I start boiling, you know what I mean, but that's the only, I found that if I use the malt pipe with the brew bag inside of it, because I mill really fine, that I wasn't getting the recirculation that I really wanted. So I just eliminated the malt pipe while I was mashing. I just put the bag right up in it. Boom, with the screen down the bottom. Yep. And my efficiencies are 75 plus all the time. All the time. I think I'm averaging pretty close to anywhere between 79 and 83% efficiencies most of the time. So, and when you're a small-time home brewer, you know, efficiencies don't really matter that much. I mean, what's another pound of grain if you need to bring your ABV up or whatever? You know what I mean? another buck. So, I mean, efficiencies, as far as I'm concerned, really doesn't matter for a home brewer who's making 5, 10 gallon batches or even 20 gallon batches. You know, that doesn't really matter that much. My mill's set at 0.025. I get a very fine. I use a very fine crush. Yep. I mean, there's still a little bit of husks left in there, but with the brew bag, I mean the authentic brew bag, I don't have to worry about a stuck anything, even with wheat. I mean, I do. If say if I get a kit from Texas Brewing and they got 8 ounces of rice hulls in it, it's already mixed in there. I throw it in there anyway. But do I ever buy rice hulls or shit like that? No, I've never had a stuck sparge ever with the brew bag. I mean, that's just me. I mean, the brew bag for me is the way to go. I like it. And when I got the mashing bowl, I knew exactly what I was going to do with it. I was going to use the bag in it. I even contacted Williams, the place I bought it from, the Brewer's Edge mashing bowl. I said, can I use a brew bag in the malt pipe? They says, yeah, why not? So I did it. And the beer, I mean, I was averaging between 70 and 75 when I was using the malt pipe. But it wasn't recirculating it the way I want it. You know what I mean? So I went ahead and just eliminated the malt pipe while I was mashing. The only time I use it is when I sparge out. I drop the bag down in the malt pipe, and I usually about 1.5 gallons, 2 gallons of water to sparge out my grains. And I do a mash out too. I do a 15-minute mash out to extract all the goodness out of my grains. So I get just about everything I can possibly get out of my grains. So, but it all comes with knowing your system and what you want to do with it and all that. My theory is that I don't want to approach brewing from my system down to the grain. I approach the grain to my system. If you understand what I'm talking about. I use pretty much 2 quarts per pound. I mean, I can mash a little thinner. You know what I mean? And I still get what I want out of it. You know what I mean? I mean, it doesn't hurt. I know. Would I go any more than 2 quarts per pound? No, no, because I got the math worked out that way. Oh yeah, Big Rob is busy as all fucking, and he puts out a video every now and again when he has time. But he's busy working the pub. He's brewing. He's working the pub. He's brewing, and plus he's got a family too, man. So his time is at a premium now. I mean, he's doing what he loves to do, but it ain't all gravy, baby. You know what I mean? You might be doing what you love, but you still got to work at it. You know what I mean? It's like a marriage. You're doing what you love to do, but you got to work at it. You know what I mean? It ain't all peaches and cream all the time. Once a hobby turns into something that's got to make you money too, but you're doing something you love, well, you got to stay busy at it, and you got to keep evolving and keep evolving, keep it brand new all the time. You know what I mean? New recipes and this, that, and everything else. And plus, I don't know about Canada, but I know here in Maryland, there's many, many hoops you got to jump through. Yeah, I agree. You know, we, and not saying me personally, I would never do this. Become a bootlegger. You become a bootlegger and sell it on the side, but that's illegal. I would never do such a thing. Never. Get it in ya. Hey, Eclipse, look, I'm wearing the hat, baby. There it is. That's what I'm sorry it's a little dirty. I'm wearing this one to work. I like this one. This is my favorite. I still got the other 2 up there in the cap, the beanie too. Hey, Eclipse Brewing. Check him out. Man's making good beer. Check him out. Up there in Seattle, Washington State. Ain't it Seattle? You in Seattle? Good to see you, man. Hey, coconut, pineapple, wheat. Your inspiration. I don't think it's as good as yours, though. Personally, I'm being perfectly honest. I mean, it's beautifully clear. It's very tropical. coconut, the pineapple shines through. Yeah, it's clear as a bell for a wheat, isn't it? It was like that after the first. Yeah, the wife does like it. The wife and the daughter like it. You know what I'm thinking though? Honestly, Eclipse, if you just eliminated the coconut and went with the pineapple and all El Dorado hops, because when I when I had to add more coconut to it, I thought when I had a buttload of pineapple in it, I thought that shit was good. It was a borderline IPA. I was like, ooh, nice. But yeah, it damn sure did. I mean, you can see your future through it. But the wife likes it. You know, it finished nice and dry too because I mashed this at 149, 150 all the way through, for 90 minutes. Yes, I did. I always cold crash my beers. I cold crashed this one for 2 days. Cold crashed this for 2 days, and then I put it into my ice cold keg that was already clean and flush with CO2. And I shook it for 4 minutes and 30 seconds at 31 degrees with the CO2 at 32 psi. And 6 hours later, I was tasting this, and that's when the wife said, "No, it needs more coconut," and I put more coconut in it. And I mean, could I drink it? Yeah. Would this be my go-to beer? No, it would not. It didn't turn out as good as Eclipse. It looks tits. It really does, man. And it's not a bad drinking beer, and it finishes nice and dry. It'd be a great summertime beer for the girls. Come in at 5.7. I was shooting for 5.5. But it's not bad. It's got a nice, tight white head to it. Can you see it? The lacing on the glass is very nice. The aroma is outstanding. I mean, it's very tropical with the El Dorado hops in it. Very, very good. And I chose the El Dorado hops because El Dorado hops has a nice fruity. Um, it has some stone fruit in it, like peach, and it has a berry flavor to it. Um, Maybe a little bit of. I wouldn't say plums. What would I say? It has a berry taste to it, but I think less coconut, more pineapple next time. For me, but the girls like this. But cheers, Eclipse talked me into this, and it's not bad. It's really not. I think I could do better. I think I should do better. The son-in-law says too much coconut, but the wife and the daughter like it, and that's who I made it for. So there you go. I'm sticking with the amber ale tonight. Now it's going to be hard for me to get that El Dorado pineapple and coconut out of my neck. Yes, it is, man. I mean, it's one of my for my pale Dorado. I mean, I couldn't have picked a better hops for it. Yeah, you're right, drunken one. As long as the girls like it, yeah, I agree. You know what I mean? And I mean, I make beer for me and my son-in-law all the time, and anybody that comes over. And the girls, they never get it. They never. Now they got a whole keg. They got a whole keg of it, and it seems to be getting better and mellowing out. You know, as El Dorado hops do, they seem to mellow out as the longer you leave them in the keg, and by next week they should be a little bit after their peak, a little bit more mellow, and that should play well with the pineapple. I'm thinking so because the difference between last week and this week is very substantial. You can taste a lot of difference between how it's aging. It should be peaked by the middle of next week. It should peak out. It should be at its best, but we'll see. Um, I went. Me and the son-in-law went up and got my KB3 recipe to grains, and I told this story last week, man. It made me so mad. It made me, because I didn't realize it until I walked out of the homebrew store and got in the car, and we were halfway down the road. I went up to Annapolis Homebrew here in Maryland, and I got me 10 3/4 pound of Weyermann Pilsner, like I should, and the recipe calls for 8 ounces of Carapils and 6 ounces of Crystal 10. And I said to myself, well, why don't you mark down on the sheet, just get a pound of Carapils and get a pound of Crystal 10, because I'll make another batch and I'll have that set off to the side. You know what I mean? So when I marked it down on the sheet, I marked it down like an idiot for it all to go in one bag. So I got a pound of Carapils in the recipe, and I got a pound of Crystal 10 in the recipe. So I went and got another 11 pounds of fucking Weyermann Pilsner malt, and I'm gonna mix the whole damn thing together. Mix it up really good, split them in half, and make 2 5-gallon batches out of it. Hey, no, it took it was it the KV2 or the KV3? KV2 is got a little bit more crystal malts in it. It's a little bit more sweeter and a little darker than a Kolsch. I mean, I would even, I mean, I was tinkering around, but the KV3 is the recipe you really should try with the spalt hops and all that. I don't know if I posted that recipe or not. I might have. I'm not sure. But the KV3 is authentically perfect. Um, and I won't mind having 2 kegs of that. I won't. I mean, that's my go-to summer beer, really. That and I like my alt beer too. That needs to get brewed. I didn't brew that at all last year. But the KV3 is. Will I tinker with the Kolsch recipe anymore? No. The KV3 is exactly the way I want it. It's spot on when it comes to authenticity, all that. At least I think so. I mean, I was tinkering around with a recipe that I got somewhere. It's somewhere in Europe. I got it. I was looking for authentic recipes and stuff like that, and I started tinkering with it, and I came up with the KV2. The KV1, that had crystal hops in it, and there was something missing about it. It just didn't ring true with me, and so I tinkered with it, and I came up with the KV2, and I said, well, yeah, that's pretty fucking good. And quite a few people brewed that and said, yeah, that's a good fucking beer. Big Rob was going to put that on tap up there at Bootstrap. Matter of fact, I got to turn this heater off, or I'm going to wind up with a saucy ass crack. It's blowing right up on my hot ass seat. So let's turn this way down. And then I was like, that's a 7% friggin' Kolsch. Let's tune that down a little bit. So I went with the when I finally got around, and I think I got everything right, did the math, and I said, yeah, that should work. That should work. It's just enough, and I'm rated 6.5 where I want it to be. It's nice, straw colored, nice tight white head. Looks great in my Pilsner glass. And it turned out spectacular. I just nailed it. The first time I brewed the KV3, I nailed it. I will never change it. Sometimes once you get it, you got it. I mean, just like Drunken One's Dry Irish Stout. Yep. Once you get it, you got it. You know what I mean? There's no sense. I mean, is it perfect? For me, it is. For me, it is. And I got the perfect water around here for it to brew lighter colored beers around here. If you look up the brewing history in Baltimore, Maryland, the brewing history suits that type of beer. And Ambers, as a matter of fact, too. My Ambers turn out spectacular. And my alt beers, too. Stouts, I think the pH level for a stout is a little low. I have to bump it up to like 5.6, I think it is. I don't know, I have to ask Dio about that, or my British friends about that. But my water is pretty much spot on at anywhere from 5.2 to 5.4. It's right there all the time. And I throw a mash stabilizer up in there too, so a lot of people believe that thing don't work, but it seems to suit me just fine. I use the 5.2 pH stabilizer. Yep. In my sparge water too. So, but yeah, I'm really happy with my Kolsch. I got a really good Oktoberfest recipe too that I failed to brew last year. We got on the dark side. We were on stouts and porters through September all the way through December and January, and then we got deep dark with the coffee stouts. It's called just black coffee, medium roast. I'm doing it different. I grind 3 ounces. That's what we use. We use 3 ounces in our stouts too. 3 ounces cold brewed 24. I just add the beans rated end of fermentation. And you could go 2, 3, and 4 days depending on your roast. We did a level 8 roast out of 10 from Black Rifle Coffee for 4 days, and that was too strong for the last stout. I mean, you got a coffee punch in the neck. You really did. Was it good? Yeah, it was good. 8%. It was good. You didn't taste no alcohol, but you got a definite coffee punch after leaving the beans in for 4 days. I would suggest 3. Hey, what's up, Dan? Welcome to the show, baby. Welcome to the show. Oh, waiting for my son-in-law to show up. He was supposed to pick up my granddaughter and pop in. Because it's going to be Craig and Silent Craig tonight. I don't know. I guess so. Because some of you didn't know, the wife is setting up her own website with the PayPal and all that. Some shirts have already been made for the people that have ordered them. As soon as she gets the website set up, I will post a link. Yes, I did, matter of fact, but I carved the stout for 3 minutes, not 4, not 4.5, not 5. But yeah, it come out really decent. I mean, you find out after trial and error how long to shake your keg for, at 30 psi. Damn dog's bugging my old lady. I can hear it right now. She's in there barking her ass off. She does it every Friday night. Oh, Silent J is talking to the fellas. Hey, where you at, nigga? Get your ass in here. On that note, I gotta pour me another beer. Do 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 do. Whoa, Jackson Swaxon. Oh, that is just so pretty. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Best hobby I ever had. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? This I shook for 4 minutes at 31 degrees, 35 psi. That is absolutely fantastic. Look at that tight head. Oh, Jay's at the dance studio waiting for Carly, my granddaughter. He'd be along shortly. Because, it just ain't a show without Jay. It just ain't. I got nobody to say, you dick, you fucker, and nobody to call me an asshole. Now, you guys are welcome to call me an asshole if you want. I don't care. What are we drinking tonight? What are you drinking, Dio? What are you having, brother? What's all my fellow pubbers doing tonight? Hanging out at New Burgers, jinking. Some home brew, baby. Some home brew. What are we drinking? Come on, don't be shy. Tell. Oh. Art Car IPA. You been on them IPAs lately, ain't you, Dio? 6.8. Oh, you playing with the big boys tonight, ain't you? I got you beat. 6.9. That's right. Go big or go home. And Dio ain't scared. If that don't get him there, a little bit of rum will. Dio ain't scared, man. Yeah, it is. My amber ale is just, it's cracking, man. It's one of my favorites, really. This is an anytime brew. Would I call it sessionable at 6.9? Brewer's Best Kolsch. Never had it. But Brewer's Best has got some decent kits, man. Honestly, they do. I can't knock anything. I mean, I brewed quite a few Brewer's Best kits before I went all grain. I mean, I think I brewed about 5 or 6 Mr. Beers, and I was like, man, this ain't right. And I looked at the Brewer's Best kits, and I said, you know what? These are cheaper. I'm gonna try these out. And you know what? They taste better. They seem to be fresher. better yeast came with them. Yep. 6.52 in Texas. So, I mean, I got nothing. I've never brewed a bad kit for my Brewer's Best, ever. I did ass up, what was it? It was supposed to be like, a Blue Moon kind of clone thing that Brewer's Best put out. Or I tried to make it a Blue Moon kind of thing. I was supposed to add crushed coriander seed, and I put I put coriander powder in it at the same measurement. And man, everything was fine except I overloaded it with the coriander, and it tasted like, to me, tasted like fucking dishwater. And it was like at 7.2%. I mean, the son-in-law drank it. I mean, it was drinkable, and the son-in-law still to this day said, "Well, it wasn't bad, but you know." It turned me off on the coriander kind of tip. So there, you will never find any coriander in my beer ever again. So, a Brewer's Best at all. And let me throw this out there because there's been some shit going on YouTube. I am not affiliated with Brewer's Best. They are not sending me anything. They are not paying me. And they should. Send me free shit. I want free shit. I am not a paid endorser of this product, nor any other product that I recommend, like Mangrove Jack's new fermenter or Spiel fermenter or the Mashing Bowl. More beer and Stubby's Texas Brewing. I throw all them guys out there. Nobody's sending me free shit. There's something wrong with that. You know, but there's been some shit going on that people are. I ain't even going to get into that, you know. And me personally, I don't care because I like to watch the person involved with that. I like to watch his videos. I'm not even going to get into that. Cheers, Moose. Cheers, baby. Now, I don't even. I'm not. No, that out of my head. I'm not even going to elaborate on that subject. Just that I like both people that are gunning for each other, and I like to watch both their videos, so I'm not even going to comment on that. So, whatever. Do you guys use 10-foot line on your keezers? I have a 6-foot line on mine. Hey, Wookie, what's up, baby? How you doing? Welcome to New Burgers. Drag up a stool. Have a homebrew. The only place you can go where nothing else matters, right? That's right. All my favorite people are here. Yeah. I forget that saying I used to say. The place is very cosmopolitan. It attracts all the finest people. Yeah. 6 foot for me too. Yep. Yeah. I have a beer gun attached to mine. It's like, yeah. And that seems to work best for me. Hey, Craig, make me a mod? What do you mean? Explain. Did I miss something? You want to be blue? Am I blue? I look like a fucking Smurf? What? Did I miss something? Fuck. I want to be blue. I gotta look back at the comments now. Well, you guys on the ship are packed. There's no doubt, man. Hey, we got 11 people on tonight. Hell yeah. Man, we're rocking and rolling. The virtual pub is catching on. Ask Jay about it. You know, I think I will. You know, 36C falls family with picnic tap as well. There you go. 36 centimeters. I forget that there's metric people on here. I have to think about that. 36 centimeters. You know, metric is easier. It's all even numbers. There's no in-betweens. Not even a mod. I don't know what you guys are talking about, man. Silent J's working against me on here. I have to put my glasses on so I start seeing shit. What's up in the future? Oh, okay, yeah. Our brews fixed that for me. Yeah, I know, right? Hold up. What's up in the future? Colch, Pale Ale, Coffee Pale Ale, Alt Beer, and a Lemon Drop. Yeah. Be right back. BRB. Hey, no fool, no fun. There's only two rules here at New Burgers: no religion, no politics. There you go. And then you can have fun, right? Hefeweizen, Hefeweizen. Yeah, man. I like to do Heffies on the lower side to where it's more clovey instead of bananas, because I have a serious dislike for bananas, and I blame my mother for that. I really do. She told me she fed me like banana baby food like till it came out of my ears, and to this day I can't stand even the smell of bananas. Brewing the KV3 in the AM. Go for it. It's a good brew. I'm telling you. Make sure you use K97. Can you see that? You picking up what I'm throwing down right there? K97, baby. Best yeast in the world for a Kolsch. And alts. Seriously. Any German kind of ale, this is the yeast you want to use. I highly recommend this. Some people like to make starters and use, liquid yeast and all that. I used 2 liquid yeast, and my son-in-law got them for me. He got me 2 kits for Christmas with the liquid yeast. I was a fan of the one because that shit like swelled the pack up too. It was a smack pack. I forget the name of it. It's written down in my book. It was an English ale yeast, and it was for I think it was for the peppered porter. That shit, boom! Within 3 hours, man, I was bubbling. I was on my way. The second one, it was for a stout. It was I forget what kind of yeast that was. That smack pack was slow to get started, and it took a little longer for it to kick off too. As I remember, it was probably like 16 hours before it kicked off. So it's hit or miss, and I don't make starters. I don't have time for all that. I mean, I work all during the week, and I can't be asked with making a yeast starter, and I bird dog everything. If I got something here fermenting, I'm bird dogging it. It takes time out of I got to go check on it. I'm like a father and child. It's like I won't leave the brew shack while I'm mashing or recirculating, because I could pop a hose or something could fucking happen. I don't know. And I ain't looking to have a hot sticky mess everywhere. I'm like crazy like that. So I can't be asked with a yeast starter. I threw a harvested California ale. I hate that. Harvest Cali ale. It did well. Kicked off in 3 hours. Hey, yeah. Hey, on a repitch, I've repitched, right? I would take I've done it for my alt beers, and I've done it on my KV3 as well. If I had another KV3 that I was brewing right after the one I put into the keg, a day later I would put them in the slurry in a sanitized mason jar. You know what I mean? And stick them in the fridge or leave them out overnight with the lid loosely on top of them, and just throw that mason jar about this big, just dump it right in, and I swear to God, within an hour it's blowing up. Boom. And you don't have to wash your yeast if you don't want to. You just can't. You're not supposed to go from dark to light. You can go from light to dark, but you can't go from dark to light, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Oh shit, yeah. Silent J says we're up to 13 people on the tube tonight. How about that? Yeah, the numbers are growing. Glad you guys are showing up, because as long as you're here with me, you're leaving somebody else alone. How about that? Right. I'm glad this thing is starting to take off. Pretty soon we have a lot of members. Man was second strain off cream ale. I mean, look, repitches I think are the best. As long as you keep everything clean and sanitized, you pour your slurry in it. You just dump that shit right in on top of your wort, and I'm telling you, it takes right off. And you don't need a lot. You only need. I'll show you one of the jars I got in here that I've got to get rid of. This is from an alt beer from way back when. I never got around to using it. It's a jar this big. That's it. Just let it warm up, shake it, throw it in there, bam, and you're rolling. But that's been in the refrigerator for for so long. I would never attempt to use that. Shit would no, that'd be assed up. Is it good? I don't know, probably. But I could open the jar and smell it, but I'm not even going to attempt that. So no, no. But that's all the bigger you need. Last time I did a repitch, I did a bigger jar. I think it was like a quart, not a quart, but I think 12 ounces or so, and it kicks off like mad fast, mad fast. I mean, Craig Fairway did that slurry thing. I think for over 40 some brews on an '05 tip. He kept using it and using it. It got better and better and better. It got stronger and stronger and stronger. Cell count got way up, and then he assed it up somewhere around 47. You know, he messed it up. But yeah, you can use yeast over and over and over again. The only rule I ever heard was you can't go from dark to light. I'd never got any kind of off flavors from repitching or anything, but I've always went basically with the same style that I did before with the with the slurry. I never tried to go from dark to light. So there's an experiment in there. Maybe I should try that. I don't know. Your thoughts? I don't know. Maybe one of you guys will try it and tell me. Yeah, me too. Seriously. If anybody walks close to what I'm doing while I'm brewing, they will get sprayed with Star Sand. Yep, and I wash and sanitize as I go. Now I have never see I'm weird. I have if I cannot have a dirty fermenter. I will take a two cup jars of slurry out of that, 2 mason jars of slurry out of it and cap it off. But I'll wash the shit out of that fermenter, with some OxyClean, and then I'll sanitize the fuck out of it. But no, I have never pitched right on top of yeast cake. I mean, Christ, my yeast cakes are this thick in the bottom of the Speedle. You know what I mean? I'm taking up a gallon of space. So, can you imagine if I got 2 brews on top of that? I got 2 gallons of slurry inside of there, man, and that's gonna block up my spigot. No, I've never done that, and I'm kind of weird like that. No, it's got to come out of the fermenter. I got to clean it. Some people like to leave their shit overnight before they clean it. I cannot do it. I cannot sleep that way. I just if I drain the fermenter and put it in a keg, I'm not the kind of person to leave that fermenter sit there until tomorrow and wash it. I got to wash it right then and there. Seriously, especially Speedle, because Speedle's plastic. You know what I mean? And I don't want anything stuck inside of it. That's been a very good fermenter for me. I've had that for over 2 years. Um, I highly recommend them. I really do. As long as you wash them the way you're supposed to wash them and take care of them, they will last you a good long time. Really. I got the 7.9 gallon one. And I've never had to hook up a blow off tube to it neither. I've never had that suck back because of the way the airlock is on it, the way it's made. You only got this much in the bottom, and you have to see what I'm talking about. I have to show it to you. Because when I cold crash, I just set my Inkbird down to 31 degrees and just let it go, and that airlock will suck down tight on top of it, man. But never had any suck back of Star Sand or anything like that ever happen to me. Yep. Oh my goodness. It's just absolutely, what do I got going on in there? What is that? Oh, I must have had shit in my beer line. I must not have got that out of there. I got some unknown foreign matter in my beverage. That's not good. That's got to be pineapple. That's what I get from going from one beer line to another. My outdoor faucets are wrapped, and I let my fermenter sit out in the rain. Oh man, I would not be able to sleep at night. I really wouldn't. I'd be tossing and turning. My fucking fermenter's out in the rain. What the fuck is happening? I gotta get out there. No. I got a look, Neil. I got this my fermenting box. It's got enough room for my Speedle, and it's only got enough room for one fermenter at a time. but it's air conditioned in here in the summertime. I can put a fermenter on top of the freezer I got here. I got a chest freezer. Across the street from me is like a fire restoration place. They go into houses and stuff like that, and they clean it out, and they do water damage and shit like that. Well, they pulled this out of a basement that had gotten flooded, the one I used for my fermentation fridge, and it was funky foul. I said, hey man, what are you guys going to do with that? No, you were going to throw it away. I said, can I come get it? He said, man, you don't want that. I said, well, I don't know. Let me check it out. So I come over and got it, brought it over here. I plugged it in, it worked. And it was funky on the inside, all moldy and stuff like that. Man, I scrubbed it with bleach and all that kind of shit. I've had this thing for 3 friggin' years. Never had a problem with it. It's like an Inkbird on it. This is my fermentation fridge. It's got a heat stick inside of it and all that. Keeps my temperatures within 1 degree. I love it. This is my fermentation chamber. I got another freezer over here. I traded my son-in-law my commercial freezer for his chest freezer. I could fit 3 kegs in that. So I got 2 of them. And then I got this little tiny refrigerator here made in the 1940s that my father-in-law had. And unfortunately, you can't set the temperature on it because it hovers right at 33 degrees. Coldest beer in town. That's what he told me. I said, I'll take it. So this is where I keep all my hops and stuff at in this little refrigerator. And whatever beers me and Silent J is going to like sample and say, can we make one of them? Can we do better than that? They're our research fridge. And I keep my yeast nutrient, my hops, and all that kind of shit inside of here. I keep my yeast in the refrigerator most of the time in the house. And the refrigerator is like at 45 degrees. I don't want my yeast to get any lower than that. Right now I got the K97 sitting up on the shelf because usually during the daytime, during the wintertime, it gets down to like 46 degrees in here. Or it don't get no lower than 33 degrees in here because I don't keep the heat on in here. So. Nope, I got a nice little setup here. My father-in-law told me I could build this on the side of the house, and after I built it, he said, man, you should have made it bigger. Wish you would have told me that. I was trying to save space. Man, I'd have bumped this sucker out another couple feet. What do I got? It looks bigger than what it is. It's not. It's 10 by 8. 10 foot by, no, it's actually 10 by 6. 10 foot by 6 foot. And I got all this stuff crammed in here. 2 chest freezers or a refrigerator, my mashing bowl, a 6-foot 4-tier rack, and a 2 rack right here with my water, my mashing bowl, my pump and shit on it. And I got just enough room to sit right here and put the camera right there. It's big enough for 2 people. You can fit 3 people tight in here. You know what I mean? It's a tight little man cave. You know what I mean? But I'm not crammed up in the house no more. I got my own little space. I got a shelf with all my glasses and stuff and shit and all that. Damn, I've been on for an hour already. Far out. Doesn't seem that long. So how was everybody's week? Good? If you were working, it wasn't good. But, you know, even a bad day at work is better than a good day of unemployment, right? How about that? Ooh. What is that? That's driving me crazy. I'm going to get that out of there. Where'd it go? Where it went? Oh, that's a yeasty. No, fuck it. Fuck it. It's just extra meat. I got extra meat in there. Can you see that? I don't know what the hell that is. All right, it's going down. I don't know. Fuck it. It's not in there now. It's in my belly. Hey Dia, what's Thrash up to, man? You still on here? You guys always alternate a day. You guys were on Monday one day. I'm like, damn, I can't hop on there with you guys on a Monday. Shit. Oh, mercy, I shouldn't have done that. I ate an ass load of pizza before I come out of here. God damn. Shoo-wee. 2 a.m., glass empty, and brew day in the morning. Going on the charger. See you, Moose. I'm glad you stopped in, man. I know it's late as shit over there, man. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate you stopping in. Moose Hill going to bed, man. He got to chill. I mean, 2 a.m. in Norway. You believe that? Talking to people all around the world. How can you not love that? You don't get that at your local pub, man. You just don't. You know where you get it at? You get it at Newburgers. That's where you get it at. You know what I mean? It's cheaper. You ain't got to look over your shoulder. You ain't got to worry about driving home. Right? Wife knows where you are. Right? There you go. Can't beat it. And ain't no rules. And you're probably drinking better beer. If you're drinking homebrew, you're drinking better beer. You are. Do 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 womp womp, baby. Little bit of beer porn. Do 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 do. Yeah, baby. Look at that. Ooh, look at that. Oh, shit. Oh, another little bit of tidbit I want to run past you guys, in case none of you know, which a lot of you brewers are a lot more accomplished than I am. I found that if you have a Keezer set up like mine, I don't have taps running out of mine or anything like that. I have 3 kegs sitting inside there, my CO2 bottle sitting out, and I don't leave my CO2 bottle connected up after I force carbonate my stuff. When I force carbonate, usually I'll leave it under the pressure of 30 psi with the hose already disconnected. I'll carbonate it 30 psi or a little bit better, and then I'll stick it back in the Keezer disconnected, and then I'll purge the keg when it's time to drink, maybe a day or two later, and then I'll hit it out low and slow, and the carbonation stays that way. I'd set my CO2 to serving pressure, usually around, at first probably around 3 to 5 psi, and pour low and slow until everything evens out and you get something like that. But the point that I wanted to make is that a lot of people, maybe they disconnect, their serving hose or whatnot if they got a setup like mine, and they'll leave it outside. Don't do that, because a lot of people wind up with a real foamy beer. If your beer line's warm, it's going to bring the CO2 out of your beer and make it foamy on the way into your glass. So I leave my serving hose and my beer gun in the Keezer at all times. It keeps it nice and cold, and it doesn't bring a lot of CO2 out of your beer and make it real foamy when you're pouring. So every little bit helps. You wind up with a nice 2-finger head like that. Yep. Oh, pardon me. Silent J should be in any minute now. What's that thing? I always wondered what that was. I don't know, but I'm not going to push that button. No, I've always been that kind of guy. I'm going to push that button. What's that do? Normal, beam, blush, pop, crush. I don't know what none of that shit is. I like normal. I don't know what that is. I have no idea. Anyway, whatever. I'm an idiot. I am not tech savvy. I have to ask Drunken One what that shit means. Um, this CO2 bottle has been kicking for well over a year, and the needle is just now. It's a 26-pound bottle, is what that is. Um, and I got a spare over here that I got off a job from. I did a job at Coca-Cola, and I don't even know how much CO2 is in it, but I got another bottle over there as a spare. Oh, this one's almost empty. See, big 26-pound bottle. It only costs $12 to fill it. And this has been well over a year and many, many brews. I can't even tell you how many brews I've gotten out of this already. And it's just now starting to get light. Bit of advice on that too. Don't go by your regulator. I mean, when you get down to the red, which I'm supposed to be at like 1200 to 1600 psi according to the dial on that. Right now I'm down to, I want to real close to 500. I'm just now starting to touch the red, and it's 66 degrees in the brew house right now. So it also varies with your temperature. So you can't normally go with your gauge. You go by weight. When it's full, it weighs 26.5 pounds, and it's supposed to be a 20-pound bottle. Okay, so I guess the bottle itself weighs 6 pounds. Okay, so you go by weight with them. But when you start getting down to the red and it's relatively like room temperature, the needle is pretty much where it needs to be, and it'll tell you how much CO2 you got left, and it's getting close. It's been it's been a while. Didn't get it last year. I got it year before last, and I've put quite a few kegs through it, no doubt. And my welding supply store is right down the street. I mean, literally, it's less than a half a mile down the street. And like I said, $12 to fill it. And if it goes dead right in the middle of something, I got a spare over here. I don't know how much CO2's in it, but it's got CO2 in it. So, and it's actually beverage CO2. But, you know, I've heard people talk about, oh, well, welding supply CO2 is different from beverage CO2. It's like, now, talking to this bolt right here, CO2 is CO2. Okay? It is. What'd you say? It says, had to grab some chow. Yes, sir. You better eat. You know what happens when you get on here and you don't eat? You get fucking drunk. You do. Been there, done that. But now, the guys over in the UK, man, they only get the six point something kilogram bottles. I know you are, sir. Get it in you. Get it in you, boy. You crazy Confederate. I love being a Southerner. That's right. Maryland is a Southern state. We're below the Mason-Dixon line. Don't make me give you guys a history lesson. We would have been a Confederate state, but Union forces blockaded the congressional building that was in Fredericksburg and made them vote against secessionism. There you go. Anyhow, we're not going to get into all that. We'll be here all night talking history. Love history. You know why? It tells you what not to do next time. How about that? Hey, Dio, what's Thrash doing, man? Hey, the more you know. Honestly, you're right. You're right. I used to eat books. I used to eat history books. Anymore, I don't have time to do the reading like I used to. I mean, I used to devour history books. And it ain't so much that you can Google anything. I liked reading history books because when I read, it's like a movie playing in my head. I can actually see it while I'm reading it. It's a gift. I love it, really. And while you're reading it, you can act. It's wonderful. I love it. What's that? He's at CBP on the panel. What is CBP? What is that? I'm not smart like that, Dio. You got to explain things to me. But once I get it, I got it. I'm not a very smart man. My chow is jalapeno Fritos. Make me. Oh, craft beer pours. Okay. I get it, Dio. Brandon and Trish. Brandon. Oh, okay. I get it. They were on his live YouTube. Yeah. He holds a very civil live YouTube, man. Oh, are you? Tell Thrash I said, hey, man. I like Brian. Cheers, Brian. Hey, have you guys checked out what Brian Hunley's basement's looking like? Man, his basement looking pretty awesome. Short Circuit Brewing. Looking pretty good, man. I can't wait till he gets it up and running. He just did the 65-liter Brewzilla. He's done put it through the motions. If you guys checked out his video, check him out. It's 30 amp. You gotta have a 30 amp breaker, 240 current to run that one. But it looks like the bulls and stuff do pretty good on it. Like I said, I'm gonna check out the DigiBull, man. 159 bucks. A big giant hot water heater. Another brew in the bag kind of thing going on. I can stagger my brew day. I know, right? But here's the thing. The Mashing Bowl has a 1600 watt capability. The Brewzilla's only got a 1500 watt capability. So it's going to take you longer to get up to a bowl than the Mashing Bowl will. And I can guarantee you that. I get a decent bowl, and it takes me pretty close to an hour to get to a bowl from like 52 degrees or 40, yeah, about 52 degrees. It takes me about an hour to get up to a bowl in a Mashing Bowl with 7 gallons of water. Okay? And I have a dedicated circuit for that too. I have a dedicated 20 amp breaker box for that right here, the outlet right there. And you can see the thick ass lead I got going to it right here. So all that plays a part in how fast and how good your temps are in your Mashing Bowl. And they tell you that when you get it. You know, Brewer's Edge, they tell you that in the directions that you should have a dedicated circuit. And it does play a part. You can't have a whole bunch of things. Now, I can run my pump and the Mashing Bowl off the same 20 amp breaker because my pump, what's that, pulls like, I don't know, like 1.5 amps or something. I can't remember. I have to read it from Cade Kingdom. It makes no difference whatsoever. Everything else, my freezers and all that, that's running on a separate circuit. I got to put another work box in here though. I got another 20. I got 2 more 20 amp breakers in my breaker box, and a freed up 30 amp space that I could once I upgrade, if I ever get to that. Happy fucking Friday, Mitch. What's up, Mitch? How you doing? Welcome to New Burgers, baby. Happy fucking Friday. Get it in you. Now, if I ever one day I'm going to have a 30 amp breaker in here. I got a slot free for it. I got 2 freed up 20 amp breakers in there. I got to run another work box over here. And sooner or later, I'm thinking about getting a DigiBull or another Mashing Bowl one day so I can brew 10 gallon batches in here. Because it seems now that 5 gallon batches ain't enough. Right now, as it stands, I got 1 free keg. I'm going to have to get another 1 or 2 kegs too because summertime's coming. And seems like the guy down at the liquor store likes my brews that I talked about in the previous video. I'm gonna have to up my game. So if I'm gonna have to brew a double batch in a day, I have to just stagger the brew by about 15-20 minutes so I don't get all confuzzed. But I'll have my son-in-law out here helping me. So, but the DigiBrew is something I've been looking at for $159.99. I like that. I do. No, really. I mean, seriously. And you know, I got places. I mean, you can have a couple kegs just sit out. Like I said, in the summertime, my brew house has air conditioning in here, and I can keep it at a balmy 72 degrees, so I can store full kegs in here without worrying about things going haywire. 65 liter. But yeah, I don't have a 30 amp breaker set up in here. I mean, 65 liters, you're never going to get a bull off a 20 amp breaker. You're just not. Yeah, I agree, Drunken One. I mean, at first, 5 gallons is good, you know, 5 gallons of beer, you know what I mean? And you brew twice a month. I don't want to, I want to be able to brew once a month, truthfully. You know, do 2 brews a month, 20 gallons of beer, and just have a couple kegs stored up. I can do that. You know what I mean? Let them sit and age for a little while. And at 72 degrees, I mean, that's a nice temperature. You know what I mean? Not too hot, not too cold. As long as they're pressurized and under CO2 and everything. Then you just throw them in the keezer when you need to. Right? Yeah, why not? But that's what I'm looking at. The Digipool looks inexpensive. It's a big giant hot water heater. I mean, you can use it for sparge water or, you know, pardon me, sparge water you can brew in it. Got a nice little digital setup where, you know, you set temperatures and all that. Yeah, absolutely. I agree, Dio. I mean, shit. Say you brew a stout. You know what I mean? You can stick that sucker over here in the corner. The air conditioner's going on or whatnot. You know, it starts to get cold. You put the heater on in here. You set that to a certain temperature. Blah, blah. I mean, you could store beer and cakes for the longest time. I mean, really. You can age shit or whatnot. Yeah, I got a nice little setup in here. I got 5,000 BTU air conditioner in here. And like I said, it's only 10 by 6 in here. And everything's insulated. So I don't actually need a fermentation fridge in here. I don't. But I like to have my temperature. I'm freaky. I like to have my temperature spot on when I'm fermenting. Or, you know, it's been a while since I've done a lager. I think I've only ever done 2 lagers, and they turned out spectacular. But temperature control is the key, honestly. You have to be able to control your temps. You know what I mean? And slowly be able to raise your temperatures and cold crash your temperatures and all that shit when you're doing a lager. I like that option. I'm more of an ale fan. I mean, I like to turn over beers quickly. I'm not very patient kind of man. I thought it was pretty patient with the stouts though. They take 2 weeks to put out when you're doing additions to them like coffee or whatnot. But lagers take pretty close to 18 to 21 days for me. And you know, you got to have a solid pipeline going on before you start to do a lager. And lager is exactly what it means. You gotta age it a little bit. You gotta keep it cold, let it clear, let it get crisp and clean. And, you know what I mean? Lager is discipline. If it wasn't for the wife, I wouldn't have any discipline. But now that I'm getting older, and you guys could probably agree with it, is that I'm not in a really big hurry to do anything. It's just that when you brew something, I'm the kind of person, man, I want to taste that. I want to see what's going on with it. I got to taste it. What the hell's going on? And with a lager, it's not like that. You know, it's just like, leave it alone, walk away. Just leave it alone. Let it do what it's doing and leave it alone. You know, with an ale, I could turn over an ale, 5-6 days. It's done fermenting. I cold crash for another 2, and then it's in a keg. You know what I mean? So you're talking 7 days, 8 days. I could turn over a beer. Yeah. As opposed to a lager. There you go. And it's easy. I brew it on the weekend, and by next weekend, it's ready to get cold crashed. You know what I mean? Who's that? Tim's Brew. What's up, man? How you doing? Welcome to the show, baby. Welcome to the show. For everybody who's just popped in recently, I put it out there that the wife is working on just a lone Facebook page where she's doing all the graphics and stuff like that for t-shirts with her PayPal. And as soon as she gets that set up, I'm going to post a link and all that stuff. So if you guys want t-shirts or a custom-made t-shirt, you know, it'll be nice and private. You can send shit to that page, and I'll post a link when it gets set up, and we can send them out to you. And just like Moose Hill, he's like, can you send one to Norway? And I'm telling you straight up, I don't have a problem with that as long as you're willing to pay for the t-shirt and the shipping cost. You pay for the shipping cost, we'll send it anywhere you want. I would love to see this walking around the streets of Norway, right? Especially the part that says Newburger's Homebrew. Hell yeah. My father I wore the shirt over there. What was it, Saturday? Last Saturday, whenever I see my dad. And he's like, I want one of them, but I want a goddamn discount. I said, Dad, I'll get you a discount. Right? I took him over the shirt Thursday, man. He was happier than a skunk with a new stink bag. He absolutely loved the shirt because it had Newburger's Homebrew on the back of it. Only the family gets the Newburger's Homebrew, established 2016 on the back of it. So, but you can get this and you can get your name on the back of it or whatever you want. I think the only thing missing from this that I failed to tell the wife to put on is YouTube. You know what I mean? So they'll be like Craig and Silent J's brew and review, but where the fuck is it? And it's up to you to tell them. Okay, it's YouTube. So, but you can get your name on the back of it. You can get what you want. You can get whatever you want. You just send it, tell the wife what you want, shit like that. And she said she can do hats. You know what I mean? But they have to be all cloth hats. They can't be like this because the iron will melt the plastic. So they have to be a cloth hat. But yes, she said she can do hats because that question was asked before. And after a couple T-shirts are bought and sold or whatnot, some of that person, hey Tim, a percentage of that will come to the brew house and finance what's going on. You know what I mean? And it helps. You know why? Because we po. Ask Drunken One. Ain't we poor? We're poor as shit, man. You know what I mean? And he wrote up, Jim Payne. Every little bit helps. You know what I mean? Because I'm basically the sole provider for the house. And all my money goes towards the house. And what little bit I can get here and there, it helps out. Besides, I'm going to retire in 9 years. I got to supplement my income. But we'll make whatever the hell you want. I just see something out there, or am I seeing shit? Waiting on Silent J. Waiting on Silent J. Waiting on Silent J. There's a song in there somewhere. I don't know. Ooh, wait for it. Oh, get it in you. Ah, there we go. We ain't got nothing floating in that one, do we? There's our. We do not. That is a good friggin' amber ale. And to be perfectly honest, I can't claim that. I can't. Well, I can because I brewed it. And no matter what you brew, I got my brother-in-law making some T-shirts for Mister, for you. Drunken One, I gave you one of mine for one of yours. Yes, sir. Get it in ya. Okay. No, it's cool, man. I told Tim, man, I want one of his. I'll give him one of mine. Same thing with Brian, man. Brian Hunley, man. Give me one of them Short Circuit Brewing shirts, man. You wear mine, I'll wear yours, man. Shameless promotion, right? We support each other. How about that? Oh. Yep. See what happens? I get my wife gets something for Christmas that lets her be artistic, and this is the kind of shit that happens, right? Pretty friggin' good. But my wife could turn a lump of shit into meatloaf. You know what I mean? She put some ketchup on the turd, throw it in the oven. It's meatloaf. She's just got a gift. You know what I mean? She'd draw something. She'd paint something. For instance, I did most of the work inside the house. I still got stuff left to do inside the house. But I built it. She'd paint the shit out of it. I mean, I can paint, but I'd rather eat dirt than paint. The wife can paint, right? Anything artistic, floral arrangements, dress designs. The woman makes fondant cake. She makes sculptures out of marshmallow and shit, man. It's freaking awesome. She made a pool table cake for my father with all the little balls and stuff, and a unicorn cake. There's pictures on her Facebook page, her photography page, and all that. It's just awesome, the things that she makes. Anything artistic she excels at. She's got a gift. She does. And she has a vision. That's why her photography is taken off. It was, I think the second year we were married, and she was like, she did this job. She bartended for a little bit. She waitressed for a little bit. She worked down the Port Authority for a little while. I was like, babe, why don't you do something that you like to do? We'll just throw money at it. And if you like to do it, you can make up your own hours and do your own thing. She says, I want to take pictures. I said, babe, let's just go get a camera. You know what I mean? And, I think it was, our first camera was like $1,200 just for the body. Got that, and then the lenses, and then the photo props and shit and stuff. And then, 13 years later, boom, man, she's got one hell of a clientele. And I call them clientele because they're repeat people all the time for everything. And then she's got spring shoots and fall shoots and outdoors and in your house and in weddings, and she does it all. Even promotions for restaurants and whatnot and shit. I mean, it's taken off for her, so I have the utmost faith in her when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I'm very lucky, very fortunate. And she can cook too. And no, she hasn't made me no turd meatloaf, although I would probably eat it. No. Well, maybe. I don't know. This is why live is good. I don't have to edit none of this goofy shit out, right? It's just me. I could talk about anything, couldn't I? Anyway, what are you guys just listening? Throw some out there, Cheers. Yup. Yup. You crazy Texas fucker, you. Ow. Yes. Oh, man, I might have to start the... No, it's still 66 in here. Well, I don't have the... Yes, I do. I have the heater set on 58. Well, you better hurry up and grab another. See, I don't have to walk far. I just got to stand up and I can pour one. I ain't going to walk across the room. Sometimes smaller is better. I don't think the wife would say that. Whoa, I left the door wide open for that. I did. It's a good thing she don't watch my videos, or there'd be a comment up there. Yeah, not only is she artistic, beautiful, and shit like that, but yeah. 6 paces? That's too far, man. That's like walking the plank. You know what I mean? I stand up, lean over. Oh. But at least you can fit all your stuff into one spot. I need more room, man. And I'm honestly thinking about expanding. But if I did that, I would have to raise the pitch of the roof because I got a solid 12.4. I got a good 12.4 pitch on that, which is a nice roll off the side of the house. If I extended this, that means this would drop down probably another foot or two, and this is 6 foot right here. I'm 6'1", or I used to be. I'm shrinking. So I don't want to turn it into a flat roof. I'm not going to do that. I could extend it further that way. I would like to extend it further that way, honestly. I don't know. I might build like a porch roof going that way to where me and Silent J can sit outside instead of being cramped up inside the brew house, and have a nice little wraparound bar that leads to the porch on the side of my house, because I got a nice sized porch out there, and just extend the bar out from the outside straight out this way, and then 90 over this way into the porch, and have like a lean-to kind of roof. Because I do all my cleanup on the outside during the summertime. I do. And I would like to get at least a cold water hookup inside of here. Sounds great. When do we get started? Well, Dio, I'll put it to you this way. There's no more expansion going to happen in the brew house until I put in 3 more windows, I have to gut the living room and I have to gut the bedroom, put new sheetrock up. I know, right? That would be ideal. I already got two 20 amp breakers that are sitting in the box, in my breaker box, and I need to run another dedicated circuit over here for my other, 110 setup so I can brew 10 gallons in here. And the other 20 amp breaker is going to be a lead going outside, so I got to hook up outside, for whatever. And then I got a 30 amp breaker that's freed up too. And sooner or later, I'm going to run a 30 amp lead over here inside of here because I want to go, 3,500 watts. You know what I mean? A 240 hookup out here would be nice. Yeah, I do. I got a 30 amp breaker freed up for a 240 hookup out here. You know what I mean? I got three dedicated spaces. One for outside, one more for in here. Because this is hooked up on a 20 amp breaker. The whole rest of the house is on 15 amp breakers still. I'm the only one that's got 20 amp breakers for me. You know what I mean? Because I got a 1600 watt element cooking right here. 15 amps ain't gonna do it. I gotta get another 100 feet of 12.2 to put another 20 amp lead out here, and at least that's what one of the electricians at work told me, because I got to run 100 feet, and he said, well, what are you going to run off of? I said, probably another 1600 watt heating element. And he says, you need 12.2. Do I really need 12.2 and 100 feet? I was just going to run some 14.2 Romax out to this motherfucker. But the thicker the better. The more power I'm going to get out of it. You tell me, Dio. Yep. That's what I thought. Yeah, exactly. For the 20 amps. Cheers, fellas. Oh my God, it's quiet as shit in here. I don't think Silent J's going to make it tonight, man. I really don't. We're working on 9:15. Maybe he took the little girl to get something to eat. I don't know. And got my daughter something to eat. He might show up. 1,800 watts is 15. Yeah. So I definitely need a 20 amp breaker to run my shit. I do. And I knew that when I set this place up. That's why I went with 20 amp breakers. But, 15 amp is old school for a house. And, I was there. They never had what? Silent J's talking to me. Chicken joint. I was there. Never had chicken. Yeah, he's getting the girl something to eat. He's at the chicken joint. He said whenever he goes there, they never have what he wants. What the fuck? Oh, yeah. Oh, big shout out to my son-in-law. He did amazing things to my Jeep on a shoestring budget. Fixed my Jeep for $83. How about that? Good man. I'm sorry, Dio. That bubble went away before I got finished running my lips. It says, watts divided by voltage is amps. I knew that. My father-in-law knows all that shit. He explains it to me. Usually, because I'm a carpenter with his brains kicked in. Because usually if it has water and wires running through it, I don't fuck with it. He hooks up everything to the box, but he makes me run all the shit and hook up everything else. I am not a licensed electrician. He is. He's a master HVAC. He has his plumbing license, like electrical. He has all that shit. So, and he still holds his license at 76 years old. How about that? Mm-hmm. Very smart man. So, he gives me the knowledge and I run with it, but when it comes to working in the box, he takes care of that. So, oh, he's my second dad, Dio. He really is. I wouldn't know what to do without either one of them. It's my dad and my father's dad. he's a great man, really. And I'm very fortunate to be married to a woman whose parents actually like me. But unfortunately, I want to get on that subject. My mother-in-law, she passed a couple years back. First mother-in-law that ever liked me. My first in-laws, they fucking hated me. I can't imagine why. But funny story, my father-in-law, when I first met him, and I'd known him, I had met him, well, me and my wife known each other pretty close to, 50, about 40 years now. We've known each other 40 plus years. We knew each other when we were teenagers. We just never got together. And that's too bad. And we finally got together when I think I was pretty close. I think I was 39 or 40, somewhere around there. Because my wife's two years older than me. I think she was just turning 40, and I had already known her father. But he wouldn't talk to me for the longest time because my wife, I'm her fourth husband, and he wouldn't talk to me for the longest time. I said, Mr. Duke, why don't we ever speak or nothing like that? He says, well, you're the fourth husband. I didn't think you'd be around this long. He didn't want to get close to me because I'd be gone. But no, he's a very knowledgeable man. There isn't anything that motherfucker can't fix. I shit you not. It doesn't matter what it is, and especially if it has gas running through it. Man can build or fabricate and make shit run. It doesn't matter what it is. No, hats off to Mr. Duke Wilson. Seriously, second daddy. Good man. Very fortunate. Damn. Jay, you get your chicken yet? Or did you drop back 10 and punt and go get something else to eat? Wonder why I don't get no Brits on the channel, man. I know it's late now. Shit, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Man, it's 2 o'clock in the morning in England. Getting so I thought you would be. I'm waiting on 11 pounds of grain, Dan. The Kolsch recipe I talked about last Friday, where I asked it up, and instead of getting 8 ounces of Carapils and 6 ounces of Crystal 10 mixed in with it, I thought, that I would get a pound of each, and then I would add in what I want. But unfortunately, I put it in the bag side of the sheet, and I handed it in, and they put a pound of Carapils and a pound of fucking Crystal 10, and with 10 3/4 pounds of fucking Pilsner. I'm waiting for 11 pounds of grain to show up, and I'm going to split that in half. You know what I mean? Mix it all up together and hope for the best, and split that grain bill in half and get 2 5-gallon batches out of it. I'm brewing a Kolsch, my KB3. Hey, anytime, Dio. You don't need an invitation. You don't even have to knock. Just come on in. Cheers, brother. Hell, you can come over and get with my sister. Have a good night, Dio. I'm glad you stopped by. No, but I'm brewing a Kolsch next, and according to check us out, right there, according to that, and you probably can't focus in on that, but I'm brewing a Kolsch. I'm going to brew a pale ale. Then the son-in-law wants a coffee pail, and then I'm going to do my alt beer because I didn't brew that last year at all. I'm kind of missing the alt. I'm definitely missing the Kolsch. I got 2 brews of the Kolsch coming up, so I'm going to fill 2 kegs of that. And then we're going to do a pale ale, coffee pail, alt beer, and the son-in-law wants to do a lemon drop. He saw that on Texas Brewing's, Stubby's Texas Brewing Incorporated, saw it on their page. I haven't got a bad recipe from them, and I am not receiving any royalties for this promotion or anything of the such. Send me free shit. Oh. But I haven't got a bad recipe from them yet, and the son-in-law, he absolutely liked the recipes that he got me for Christmas, and he, we've gotten a couple more from them instead of brewing my recipes. I mean, I don't know, quick and easy or whatever. The son-in-law's been buying these kits, so I told him if you're gonna buy a kit, get it from Stubby's or um, homebrewsupply.com. But he likes Stubby's, man. The stouts and the porters that he got from there, he absolutely likes. So, and I like their amber ale. This is not my recipe. This is Stubby's, and this is good. This 6.9. This is only supposed to come in at 6%. And that was 75% brew house efficiency on the recipe. So I knocked that out of the park. But no, the Kolsch is next, to answer your question. I don't mean to go off on a freaky tangent. I just get started and wind up everywhere. That's why I don't edit shit. And I tried a format once. That was kind of boring. That's why I like live fucking Fridays. You never know where we're going to go or how we're going to get there. You know what I mean? And it's always fun. Get me started. There you go. We're going to talk about this, that, and everything else. Except religion and politics. The lemon drop I'm kind of looking forward to. Maybe we could add some sea salt to that and turn it into like a little bit of a sour. Maybe I can add some lactic acid or some acidicated malt. Maybe turn it into like a dogfish head. But that's a lime. That's a lime thing. Their Sea Quench ale is pretty fucking good. And that's at like 4.9%. You can drink them all day on a hot summer day. And me and my son-in-law couldn't get enough of them during the summer. I mean, we out there working on the roof. And next thing you know, man, you done pounded down 2 6-packs of that shit. But no, that's a highly refreshing beer. And not a punch you in the face sour. It's just tart enough to where you go, ooh, God, I got to get another drink of that. I got that up there on the wall of fame. I usually, the stuff that we taste or whatever, and we seem to like a little bit, that we might want to try to brew later or come up with a recipe for, we tend to keep them to remind us, oh, well, that's next. You know, yeah. I think I'd rather go with the lime. But I'm fairly certain the lemon drop hops come with that recipe. That's a Stubby's recipe that he was looking at. So I'm looking forward to that. That'd be kind of nice. I might brew another wheat beer with just pineapple in it instead of the coconut. Might do that. We're down to 5. You guys are dropping out. You drinking this 6% beer? I don't know. Back to the Digibowl. Has anybody done any research on that besides me? I'm telling you, Wookie, brew the beer, taste it. Now, I got to tell you, when I do all my mashes, because it works out the way it does on the mashing bowl. Sometimes I used to do a 75-minute mash, and I was like, you know what? Doesn't seem long enough I want everything. I extract all the sugars I possibly can out of my grains, and it doesn't hurt anything. I do a 90-minute mash on most every one of my brews. Okay, then I'll do a 15-minute mash out at between 164 and 168 for about 15 minutes. I'll pull the bag, I'll squeeze it, okay? Then I'll put that bag into the malt pipe that comes with the mashing bowl, put it over the sides, all that, and then I'll sparge it with 1.5 gallons. Usually it's about 1.5 gallons to 2 gallons. You know what? And get you one of them screens. Look, I think, if I remember correctly, when I had that screen made from Bobby up in New Jersey, brewinghardware.com, I think that was only like $45-50 for the mashing bowl, and it was all SS stainless, and it was very nicely made, nice tight weave on the screen and all that, and it keeps your bag up off the bottom about 2.5 inches. I would pull it out but I'd have to move a bunch of shit to show you. I highly recommend that, and you get great circulation. You really do. That's what I do with the mashing bowl. I mean, I used to use the malt pipe, and then I put the bag inside the malt pipe. I wasn't getting the circulation that I wanted to, so I just went with the bag inside the mashing bowl with the screen from BrewingHardware.com. Yep. I actually had one made for my homemade setup. It's a bigger screen, so I got two of them. Yes. I use to keep the bag tight. Some people use the whatever you call them. These clamps right here. I have no faith in that. I use a bungee, wrap it around the top, and hook it into place, and that keeps my bag exactly where I want it. But I also have the added measure that my bag is just going to rest on the bottom. Yeah, exactly. What the little Bilko clips or the bungee? I use the bungee. I have more faith in that. I have two of them. Matter of fact, I have high strength. The clips will work, but what I find is that after a while, you lose the spring in them. They get weaker and weaker as you use them. I have the big ones too, and a couple of the big ones, you got to watch out because they rust. They also rust too. Some of these have a good bit of rust on them. This is a newer one, so this doesn't have a rust on it, but a couple of the ones I have do. Because, like I say, I spray everything. I spray the shit out of everything with Star Sand constantly, and the acid eats through the coating and stuff like that, and it starts to form rust on them and shit. Like my older, all the ones that I don't use anymore, like this one right here, it's just hanging here for some unknown reason. If you can see it, look, see it? I can't clean that no more. Yeah. Now I try to get, see, sometimes, and this is just me. I watch. When I first started, I watched people that they mash for 60 minutes and then they do the iodine test, and it's like, well, they don't have the sugar extraction they should, so they're gonna mash for another 15 minutes and they do it again. I said, fuck all that. So I did 75 minutes, and I was like, well, you know what? What's another 15, 20 fucking minutes? Man, just do an hour and a half mash, right? Do a 15-minute mash out, so you make sure you got everything out of it. And then I usually sparge with a gallon and a half of water. That's all it needs to bring me up to a 7-gallon level after I squeeze the bag. You know, and then I got 7 gallons. And then I burn off 1 gallon every 90 minutes with the mashing bowl. Brings me down to 6 fucking gallons, right? Or 6 1/4 gallons, depending on how much I get squeezed out of the bag. Chill it down in the fermenter. I usually get around 5 1/2 to 5 3/4 gallons in the fermenter because you got to allow for the pump and the plate chiller and all that kind of shit. So I usually get about 5 1/2 to 5 3/4 gallons in the fermenter after it's all said and done. That's just me. I mean, 60-minute bowls are fine. I've seen them do it short and shoddy where they do 30-minute bowls and stuff like that. You know, I'm not about it. This is how I get down and relax when I do. I mean, 8 hours all to myself. Now, does my brew day have to last 8 hours? No. Me and my son-in-law, we've actually knocked my brew days down to like 5 1/2 hours. Really? You know what I mean? Because you got 2 people in the brew house, you're cleaning up as you go and all that kind of shit like that is better than 1 person. But I don't care if my brew days last 8 hours. It doesn't bother me because that's how I relax. Nobody bugs me when I come out to the brew house 6 o'clock in the morning, plug everything in and start going crazy. You know what I mean? A little bit of country music, a little bit of coffee. It's how I relax. Now, if you're in it and you find it a burden to like be stuck in the brew house all day long, you shouldn't be brewing beer. You know what I mean? Good things come to those who wait. I think it's an awesome hobby. It's a great way to relax. I really do. That's just my thoughts. You know, to me, like the Pico Brewer, what's that brewy, that thing that you just dump your shit in. It's a big long box like this. You put your hops in the little boxes and you add your water and your grain and you just push a button, you walk away from it. To me, that's not brewing. It's got to be a hands-on thing like it was back in the day. You know what I mean? I agree 100%. Well, yeah, it's not homebrew. Homebrewing is cooking, baby. You got to be in the kitchen. You got to be bird dogging. You got to stir it up a little bit. You know what I mean? You got to watch the timing. You know what I mean? I'm always spot on with my hop drops and my Whirlfloc and my yeast nutrient and, you know, my whirlpools and mash outs and, you know, I got a timer going on. I got 3 fucking clocks in here. I got one there. I got one there. I got one here. So I always know what time it is. Plus my phone timer's on, and I got another timer right here. So I saw that if I wanted it to brew for me, I'd buy it from the store. No bullshit. I mean, besides that, you know, my thing is that, you know, and all you probably know this, and you know, I work construction 7 days a week. I mean, sometimes 6 days a week, 5 days a week. You know what I mean? 40 hours, blah blah blah, and bang bang boom boom. I hear it all day long. And when I come out to the brew house, it's nice, peaceful, and quiet. Sometimes I won't even turn the radio on until after 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I just want to hear my ears ring for like 6 hours. You know what I mean? Or hear the hum of the fucking pump, or the hissing of the fucking element coming up the bowl or whatever. It's highly relaxing to me to have peace and quiet, nobody in the ear, you know, nobody asking me questions, nobody asking me to do a fucking thing. I just come out here and sit and bird dog the brew kettle. That's just me. And like you said, if I wanted to brew it, something to brew it all by itself, you know. My wife just said, "Yep, we're going to eat your pineapple upside down cake." Hold on for a second. Let me tell the wife, "Yep, you certainly are." I'll be right back. Sorry about that, fellas. Wife was like, "I got a piece of pineapple upside down cake in there," right? Because we got some pineapple upside down cake. I'm sorry, I'm moving the camera here. And we got that with like 2 big giant fucking pizzas. And I'm so full right now. You know what I mean? You couldn't squeeze a fart up in me. So me and Roxy's going to eat your pineapple upside down cake. So I run in the house and I just grabbed the cake. She said, "What are you doing?" I said, "You want a fork?" I went over and handed it to her. I couldn't eat that shit right now if I wanted to. So, yeah. Um, I told her that everybody's looking forward to the page and the link and all that kind of stuff. And, well, you know, if the wife is happy, I'm happy, Wookie. You know what I mean? If she wants to eat my cake, eat my cake. You know what I mean? I'm out in the brew house acting like an idiot. No, you know what? Honestly, Dan, I get a better buzz off a homebrew than I ever did some store bought beer. I don't know whether it's the straight up CO2 that's depriving your brain of oxygen. I don't know. It could be the fresh malts. It could be the added ABV that we seem to get, the freshness. I don't know, man, but our beers are highly drinkable and very intoxicating for some reason, especially at 6.5%. or higher. I mean, you actually got to be careful. The stouts get you in trouble. My stouts get me in trouble. Oh, I agree, Wookie. They're way better, way fucking better. And why it took me up until 3 years ago to start homebrewing, I do not know. Um, the wife thought it would be interesting, or thought it'd be a great Christmas gift, because I always did like beer. I mean, I grew up in a German family. My great aunts and uncles spoke broken English and shit. You know what I mean? And I was weaned on beer. They used to feed that shit to me underneath the table. And why none of my great aunts and uncles ever homebrewed or whatnot, I don't know. But I was weaned on this shit. I thought store bought beer is what beer is supposed to taste like. No. No, it's not. This is what beer's supposed to taste like. It ain't supposed to be some corn syrup, rice, and shit and stuff and adjuncts and some sugar. It's supposed to be barley, malt, and hops, and some yeast, and some good fucking water. This is what beer is supposed to taste like. This is what beer is supposed to look like. In case all you some bitches don't know, this is it right here. And and usually, and all your homebrewers can vouch for me if I'm wrong, but every party that comes over here, say, some of the wife's clients or whatnot, that come over to pick up pictures, and the wife will introduce, this is my husband, Craig. He brews beer and all. Oh, you brew beer? Yes, I brew beer, blah, blah, blah. You mind if I taste one? No. Hey, come on. More than happy. Did you make this? And I'm thinking to myself, self, don't say it. I'm thinking, motherfucker, look around you. What do you think, this is all for show? Yes, I brewed this. Did you make it? No, yeah, I made this. No, I dipped this out of the toilet. Yeah, I made this. Oh man, this is good. You should sell this. What is this? This is fucking beer, Slick. This is what beer's supposed to taste like. But inside you're dying. You're dying. You're going, yeah, motherfucker, yes. And I haven't got anybody and you guys can vouch for it too. Have you ever gotten anybody that says, man, that tastes like shit. I'd rather drink a Coors Light. Yeah, I'm sure you would. Get the fuck out of here. There's the door. Bye. Have a nice day. But honestly, it's the best hobby. It's gratifying. When somebody grabs a glass of your homebrew and goes, hey, man, that's good. Did you brew that? Yeah, man, I did. Well, you should sell that. You can't do that, man. That's illegal. But it is. Cheers, get it in you. Oh my goodness, that's good. Anyhow, what the fuck was we talking about, Wookie? You said something. I went off on some freaky tangent somewhere. I don't know. I'm like a balloon. If you let go of the string, I'll float away. It's true. I'm almost as bad as Drunken One. He's like a balloon also. You let go of the string and there he goes. What the fuck are you going to do? You know what I mean? We're smoking. Craig, they're bad for you. Yeah, I know. Hey. Gotta be me, man. Gotta be me. But you know what? The conversation never gets old if you never know where the hell the conversation is going to go, right? How about that? You just never know. And that's the good thing. Well, most of us can pretty much talk about any topic because, I never met an unintelligent home brewer. All of us seem to have a little bit of knowledge about something. I haven't met a dumb home brewer or an uncaring home brewer. Some of the most, some of the most intelligent, well-rounded, educated people that I've ever met. Especially some of the brewers that I've met at some of the local breweries around here. Pretty smart people, intelligent. I wouldn't say intellectual, but pretty smart people and caring ass people. It's like the home brewers and some of the craft brewers and the local breweries. They actually give a shit, man. They want to help you. You know what I mean? They care about what's going on. You know what I mean? And how's this taste? And what? You know what I mean? Really? And happy, yeah. No bullshit. You know, there are some local home brewers here, but we're spread out far and wide. There is not near a home brewer in my neighborhood I would say within 15 miles of me at least. I mean, and you would figure all the rednecks that live down in Edgemere, Fort Howard, and Sparrows Point, they would be tired of drinking that Coors Light, Bud Light, and all that bullshit like that. I mean, you talking about some red now, I drink Coors Light like a motherfucker. Shit, I drank 2 cases of this shit. I'm sure you will, Slick. I can understand why. I could drink the caffeinated coffee all day long too and feel good. I just piss a lot. What's the point? Right? But no, there's the homebrewers around here are far and wide too. Closest homebrew supply store is over 200 miles. Yeah, I remember you telling me that. My closest homebrew store, and honestly, I would say it's about 11 miles from here, and that would be down on Falls Road, and that would be Nepenthe Brewing. The other one I think is real close to that, but I have to go across the Key Bridge. That's the Patapsco River over top the Key Bridge, and it's not quite Annapolis. It's in Severna Park, Maryland. So they're the 2 closest ones. The one after that would be Columbia, and there's another one up in Harford County. I forget what that's called, but yeah. You know, like with any busy man, it's sketchy. I mean, I find it hard, and you really should support your local homebrew shop. You really should. But the prices here in Maryland, I can get it half as cheap. Whatever my son-in-law spends up at Annapolis Homebrew, I can get it for half the price from Texas, and that's including shipping. You know, it's hard. But see, here's the thing. If you're in a pinch, if you don't think we have the population for it, well, you don't know. I mean, my point is that maybe you might not have the population for it, but my point is it's the price. You know, your local homebrew, your small mom and pop shop is going to have to charge a little bit more for it. You know? Well, yeah, I can understand that. Only 11,000 people. But you know what? If you could talk half of them people into brewing their own beer and tell them you can brew up to 250 gallons a year by law, by the federal government, and you'll never have to buy beer again, only some grains. Reinforce that. If you could just get 1,000 people out of them 11,000 people to start brewing, or 500 people, let's be realistic, you get 500 people, or even 250 people to start brewing their own beer. And then you start handing it out to the other 11,000 people of the population. Yeah. There's something to be said there. How's it go? First, you take over the house, then you take over the street, then you take over the town, then you take over the state, then you take over everything, right? That's how it works. You know? Then you take over the world, brother. Got to spread the word. Shit, I had 13 people at New Burgers tonight. See that? I was one more than what I was 2 weeks ago. Well, you didn't say that because that's bootlegging. That's probably illegal in your state. Maybe you would take a donation. Maybe take a tip. You know? Because I think legally we're not allowed to sell that. That would be bootlegging. Just like it's illegal to make and distill. Just there you go. And show them how to do it. You can do that. Yes, you can. Yep. And then, like we do here in Maryland, you can actually set up a tap in your little brew shop and they can have samples of what they might be brewing. Yep. And you don't need a liquor license for that. You don't. Because you're not selling it. It's just like, would you like to have a beer? No, it's true. That's what they do here in the homebrew shops here. Annapolis Homebrew, they got a 3-tap setup of all their latest brews that they just made. And yeah, you could taste their latest IPA, or you could taste their latest rye beer, or you could taste their latest whatever, you know. while you're waiting to get your grains filled, or you're buying this and that and the knick and knack and bric-a-brac, right? But it is, I know I like Annapolis homebrew. I like it more so than Nepenthe. I didn't necessarily say it. Nepenthe is a bunch of good guys, and I'll tell you why. Nepenthe Home Brewing, or Brewing Company, because they have their own bar and they brew their own beer. They got their own little setup going on, and they sell homebrew supplies. Now, before they opened up, I didn't know they were closed down to the public. I called them up. I said, "Hey, man, I need some quick disconnects." "Well, do you?" "Well, you can order them online, and we'll get." I said, "Nah, man, I need to stop down and see what I actually need." "Well, we're not open to the public, and this is on a Saturday, right?" I said, "Man, I really need these." I said, "I just got new hose and all that." I said, I need to get quick disconnects, get set up. I'm looking to brew." They said, "Tell you what, I'll meet you down there. We'll open up the store. We'll go in there and we'll look. You can buy whatever you want." Bam. This is what I like about home brewers. Seriously, or craft beer brewers. They're not going to turn you down. They'll open up the fucking door on a Saturday. They ain't even ready to open up to the public. They opened up to me. They said, "Hey, yeah, come on down. I'll meet you down there." Got my quick disconnects. That's freaking awesome. Now, if that had been any other person in retail, they would have said, "Hey, you know what? You can go shit in your hat." You can go pound sand up your ass in the county square. I'll see you on Monday. Go fuck yourself, right? But no, I did that job down in Union Craft, and I built their bar and the atrium and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I built their whole entire brewery, right? Except for the hardware they put in it. Just all the rooms and stuff, and all the structural metal, and all the frilly foo-foo doodaddies in their bar area and stuff like that, which turned out really nice. I still have pictures on my Facebook page of how that turned out from beginning to end. And I met the brewers, and I was talking to their production manager. I said, "Man, I'm in a pinch, man. I'm going to brew," and I was going to brew my KB3. I said, "I really need some ingredients, man. I don't have time to get that shit, man. I want to order it, but it's going to take 3 days to get it." He says, and this is before they opened up their big brewery off of 41st Street. And they was still down on Union Avenue. He said, "Well, stop down at the old place. We'll give you whatever grains you need." Right? I wound up walking out of there with almost 50-pound of grains. You know what I mean? They just give it to me. Just give it to me. And hops, too. What are you going to do? Homebrewers, some of the nicest people you ever meet. Truthfully. Case in point. When Steve Ogden's house burnt down, I'd never seen such an... I think everybody who's a home brewer in the UK, when Steve Ogden's house burnt down and his son got hurt and all that kind of stuff, who turned out to be recovered well, they donated enough money to rebuild his freaking house, man. You know what I mean? For real. And then the fire department come got his son and took him out on an excursion after he all healed up. Man, that's enough to bring tears to your eyes, right? It almost gives you faith in your fellow man again. It really does, because the older I get, the less faith I have in my fellow man. I think a lot of people are just a bunch of whores. They really are, and it gets tough, man. You're supposed to show some partiality. You're supposed to have a little bit of faith in humanity, and it gets kind of tough the older you get, the things you see, and seeing stuff like that just warms your heart and shit. And then the thing that went on with Jim Payne and his family and all that. I don't know if you guys, well, I'm sure you guys do. Old Farts Brewery, Jim Payne. His videos were highly entertaining. I mean, 10 times better than mine would ever be. I'm animated, but it just came natural to Jim. And the outpouring from the UK and all across the planet and across the pond, matter of fact. You know what I mean? They're doing a Jim Payne Day. Even the family got on BrewTube Official and was amazed and stated that they were amazed at how much the community loved him and all that kind of stuff. And they're actually going to tune in March 16th to watch a whole bunch of people on Google Hangouts brew one of his best recipes. It's really cool. So, You know, homebrewers to me are some of the best people I've ever met, or would like to meet, or virtually met. Get the fuck out of the way. I gotta fill my glass before you fill yours.
You can fill your glass all fucking night. Just shut up.
Man, this is only my third beer,
Yeah.
asshole.
Fix your own fucking brake line, fucking bitch.
I know, right?
Fuck you.
Look, I put you out there tonight. I already.
I heard you. I've been watching.
Oh, okay. Where else can you get a mechanic for $83? And he didn't get paid at all.
We get paid in other ways.
Yes, you do.
We get drunk.
You need to.
Nah. I got competition tomorrow.
I know, right?
I'm
Me
not
and you
going
both.
there all fucking hungover.
No. Christ, Jay, I've almost been on for 2 hours now, waiting for you. I started early. I only thought I'd be on here for a half an hour
I've been
before you
on
got
since
here.
the beginning.
Well, I thought you'd be here at 8 o'clock.
I don't know. I've been on since the beginning watching.
All right, fellas, you know, Silent Jay's on the live now. I feel like the second half of the show is about to begin. It's been good tonight, man. 13 people we had on tonight, right?
I know.
It's pretty freaking
I was
awesome.
watching the whole time. I wasn't here, but I was here.
See that? Silent Jay said he wasn't here personally, but he was here monitoring the show, so to speak. Yep.
Even though I'm not a mod.
What is a mod?
A moderator.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering what the fuck that meant. I didn't know what that meant. Hey, then he said something stupid like, "You're blue." What the fuck about, what do you mean about blue? What is blue? What is that? What does that mean? He said, "Ask Jay." What does that mean? I wish I was blue. He said, "I wish I was blue." I said, "What am I, a Smurf? What?"
I don't remember the conversation now.
Oh, see, you got to scroll back and see, man. He said to ask you. I don't know. Silent Jay in the house. Well, he's not exactly silent, but he is invisible. Like an enigma. An invisible enigma. Is that an oxymoron? No, I'm a moron. There you go. I don't know what he meant by that.
I'll get back and look.
But he tuned off. He had to go somewhere. He had to run out. So Dio's not on here no more. We had Moose Hill on from Norway. You saw that. He said he wants a shirt and two more of his buddies. He said 3 more people want shirts. Asked me, "Will you send it to Norway?" I said, "Slick, I will send a shirt. Your name turned blue." Oh, my name turned blue. Hold on, wait a minute. I gotta look it up. What did he just say? He says, "Your name turned blue with a wrench when you're a moderator." Oh, okay. I get it. See,
he wanted a blue name. That's what he said.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on my iPhone, and you know I'm not tech savvy like that. Once I get the computer out here, if I ever get the wife to unlock it for me, then I'll be able to get Jay to do that shit for me. I don't know, because I'm not tech savvy like that. I get Jay to push the buttons and let him be moderator with his own little microphone over there in his own little space. Because you know, if you see Jay's face on a fucking Friday, we got to send you beer mail. Now, that might cost us money, but you might have to drink this shit. Okay? So, it could be a win-win or it could be, you're fucked now.
Oh, that might cost them money.
No, it costs us money. We got to ship that shit. You know what I mean?
That's why they make flat rate boxes.
Jay said that's why they make flat rate boxes. How about that?
You put whatever you want in, as long as
Yep.
it fucking fits.
We will squish that bottle like a motherfucker. Get it in an envelope. You might get a sip of beer. We squish that plastic bottle down, all the car, everything. Just mail that shit.
You gotta make sure you lie. Tell them there's no liquids or perishables in it.
That's right. We're gonna lie. We're gonna lie. No liquids or perishables in it. Ooh, get it in you. We're down to 4. Down to 4, but it ain't even late yet. I figure another half an hour, fellas. We're going to call it a night at 10 o'clock because we're going to have a long day tomorrow, and I don't want to get brutally shit-faced. I really don't. Go in the house, eat some cold pizza, take a shower, sit around with wifey, and find out if she's got the page up or not. Like I said, we'll get that link posted up as soon as she gets the web page started and all that, or a separate Facebook account for t-shirts or whatnot, custom t-shirts, or if you want one of these shirts, we'll get one of them out to you too. So remember, every little bit helps. Spread the word. Thumbs up and subscribe. Do that shit. I tried to track my package today that's coming for you. The 11 pound of grain and the more hops, so I could, make that 2 batches instead of 1 batch that's fucked up. Said it was still in Mesquite, Texas. I'm not buying that. It should be like at least in Tennessee and be here by tomorrow. So
Okay, I think 3, and then a shitload of coffee coming,
yeah,
like 5 bags.
damn. Brew house can be full up with grains and coffee. Yes, me and Silent Jay's researching coffee now. We're gonna see what coffee's gonna go best with a pail.
I'm curious to find out what they got me, that coffee stout, how it turns out, because he used just black coffee, which is about a medium roast.
That's what we should use.
Well, one dude made one. I told him to let us know how it turns out.
Oh, I think we should use like a breakfast blend kind of coffee on a pail.
Maybe.
You just want a hint of the coffee. You don't want that punch in the neck coffee.
I want to punch you right in the fucking dick so you drink.
We had a stout like that. Jesus Christ. I was telling, I've never heard of a coffee pail. Now,
Sam Adams.
yeah, we tried one from Sam Adams, and it wasn't bad. I mean, the ABV wasn't up there. What was it, like 5%? Something stupid like that. But we'll probably get one that's around 5.9, 6%. I mean, ain't gonna be no less than 6%. This is 6% brew house. But it wasn't bad. But it had a hint of coffee. It wasn't a punch you in the neck kind of coffee like me and Jay do with the coffee stouts. Or the coffee, what was it? Pepper? No, we had a pepper porter.
That oatmeal
And
coffee stout.
yeah, the oatmeal coffee stout. That was good.
That was a punch you in the fucking.
No, the last stout we
It was the
made.
same coffee beans we used.
No.
Yes, it was. It was.
We did one with the original coffee beans that came with it.
That was the first stout.
That was the first stout.
Then we did the oatmeal coffee stout with
Yep.
the burner out.
Yep.
And then we did the coffee stout.
The coffee stout, the oatmeal coffee stout was good. I like that.
It was the same as the.
No, we didn't leave the
stout.
coffee beans in for 4 days. We only left them in for 3.
I'll tell you.
That one day made the last coffee stout like, bam. Like, but it was good. We drank it. Got trashed.
Yeah.
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 Especially the last time, right before we killed it?
Yeah.
I got tore up from the floor up, man. Yeah, I was hungover the next day.
Yeah, I felt a little ultra death too.
The wife was like, "You tried to pee in the kitchen sink." I did not. I did. And she said
was,
it.
Last weekend.
Yeah, last weekend.
That was the coffee stout.
Oh,
though.
what was that?
That was the amber ale and.
The stupid shit.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, I heard all about it. I heard about it the next day.
So did I.
I'm sure you did.
But she wasn't really mad. Well, maybe she was in the bathroom. She was taking too long. I don't know. I don't remember
You
shit.
said you walked right by it. You walked right by the bathroom. Go in the kitchen.
Gee, I must have been trashed. I must have been already asleep, woke up.
That's what I'm thinking.
I was sleepwalking. It wasn't me. Wasn't me.
That's when that subconscious kicks in and you're just like,
Yep.
I gotta piss. And
Yeah, but my dick ain't long enough to reach the sink. That could have
Maybe
been
you're going for
messy.
the arch.
I had to stand on something. My balls might have reached the sink, but the peter's not going to. Shit. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Damn, I lost a person on that, but I got 3 people left now. They don't want to know about peeing in the sink.
Getting a little too personal.
Your little TMI. I know, right? Wookie's laughing his ass off. I did not do that. It was not me. It was the... Yeah.
Just own up to it. I'm sure we all have done it. I know I have.
We're not even going to talk about Jay's story. I got stories, but Jay's got 1 or 2. Yeah, he said that too. Wookie said we've all been there. No, we have. No bullshit. Yeah, but at 52, I'm not supposed to be like that. you know, whatever. I didn't mean it. Wasn't me. Plausible deniability.
Who's
It was somebody that looked
so
like
you
me.
owned up to it, you'd be alright.
I did it. I did that shit. I did it. I don't remember it. I don't. I wouldn't have peed in the safe.
I remember after the fact when I was getting yelled at.
Oh, you talking about that thing?
Yeah.
Hold up. Somebody said something. What was that? You gotta be watching my bubbles. What you drinking tonight, Craig? Mitch, I'm drinking my amber ale tonight. I taste tested my Mitch said hello Silent J.
What's happening, Mitch?
He said, what's up, Mitch? I did sample, see what it was like. Another week in the keg, the wheat beer, coconut pineapple. You see, it's still got a little something going on there, but clear as shit. And I found out from Eclipse, you were getting it out of you. I guess so.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Get it out of you. Yeah. Yeah. The wife was going to punch me and kill me in my sleep. Well, it's not bad. I mean, it's just not up the alley that me and Jay like to go. I mean, it's a drinkable beer, and it's ladylike. It's tropical. It's got coconut. It's got pineapple bumping. The aromas are outstanding. It's nice and dry. Make you want another one. It's just I think if it was just the pineapple and the wheat beer with the El Dorado, me and Jay would be like tearing that shit up, and the girls wouldn't get none of it. For the girls, it's like a foo-foo drink, I would think, you know. Could we drink it? Yeah, we drank our Blue Moon clone. That tasted like fucking dishwater. Now, this is a lot better than that. Jay's not a big coconut fan. So.
I'd rather drink the dishwater.
You'd rather drink the dishwater? Jay's not a big fan of this beer. I think it's dry, it's refreshing. It's not something that I would personally. The girls like it. That's all I care about, and that's all I got to say. I think with just the pineapple and the El Dorado, it would have been fucking spectacular. I think adding the coconut to it, girls drink now. I know, right? Yeah. No, the girls like it, and I think after the second week in the keg is starting to mellow a little bit, I think it's better than it was last week. I do. Next week it's going to change flavor again. There's no doubt in my mind. And that glass will be empty before I walk in tonight. I can guarantee you that. I'm not going to leave a half a glass of beer sitting there. I'm just not going to do it. Looking at the Digibull, man, $159 like this, but it's $159. Yep.
Right.
And I got another pump.
Right.
I just need another false bottom for it. And I already got another brew bag. We could boil 10 gallons of beer. This was $300.
Who you gonna get a brew with you?
You, nigger.
I'm busy.
Yeah, we're all busy. If that shit comes tomorrow, I'm brewing Sunday. I'm brewing a cold Sunday if that shit comes. Huh?
Yeah. Competition every day.
Oh, no. We got to bleed the brakes off Sunday, so there won't be no brew this weekend. I got to go, boys. Thanks for a great pick. Fucking Friday. Look forward to the next one. Hey, thanks for stopping by. We're getting ready to get off of here, too, within the next 25 minutes. Yep. Maybe even sooner. You know what? I think we might call it a night right now. Actually, thanks for stopping by to New Burgers on fucking Friday. Cheers to everybody. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking or not liking, whatever. Spread the word. Check out as soon as this comes up, the wife's got the new web page up and all that kind of bullshit, the Facebook page. I will post that link. Mitch says, cheers, fellas. What else? Friday with brewing review and updates or whatnot.